Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I want to touch on this because this actually just came out in a coaching call and it has come out in several coaching calls, but I always forget to do a video about it. And I realized that I need to explain some of these things, the intricate things, some of the things that happen and go on that we don't really think about, don't really talk about, but it's very important because 95% of my subscribers here are women. And so I got to really do an even better job of explaining from a male perspective what's going on. So, first and foremost, I will say that I love the fact that so many of my supporters and people in my audience are abstinent. That's the way to go. It's the way to live. I made that mistake not being abstinent. Everybody I know made that mistake not being abstinent. And I'm telling you, it's a waste of your life. It's a waste of your good juices. It's a waste of your good genes. It's the waste of you. It's spiritually detrimental. It ties you and binds you to so many different spirits, and it follows you for the rest of your life. And it's hard to shake and break those spirits up off of you. And there's instances where when you sleeping around and you sleeping with people, you have dreams of those people later on. And I've had several people tell me that, and I've experienced it myself. And so soul ties are real. It is very real. It is of Satan. And then there are soul ties that are just real, just human law, universal law, because you could be married in a bed that is not defiled and you will form a soul tie with your spouse. And if you get a divorce and you move on, you still will picture your spouse's naked body, their body parts. You still will be able to envision and feel the love making that you had with them. So understand abstinence is the way to go. A lot of people say celibate. Celibate is different than abstinence. When you are abstaining, it means that you're going to have sex one day. When you are celibate, that means that you don't ever plan to have sex, essentially. Like you don't plan to get married, you don't plan to have sex. But when you are abstinent, you are just abstaining from sex until marriage. And so even if you're a virgin, you are abstaining. And understand that, because if somebody is, just really in the weeds and they then looked up both words and you say you celibate, they may be like, they may think you mean the literal sense of like a priest, like you're not going to get married, not going to have sex. And so use the term I'm abstaining from sex when you feel the need to share that. But what I want to explain to y'all ladies, because I've had several clients tell me this, and what a lot of abstinent women are doing is they are making out. You're making out with a man, but yet not having sex. And for one, I will say it is dangerous because when a man and I'm gonna tell y'all this, some men are gonna deny it, but if you look at the news, it'll be confirmed. And I'm telling you this from a male perspective, so I don't want to see a single woman tell me that what I'm saying is not true about a man body. But when a man has an E, when you're talking about E, meaning when that thing, when it stands up and it hardens, the brain almost shuts down. It's almost like the brain stops working. And that's why you hear the term that says it has a mind of its own. And that is why we also see a lot of women go through that experience, the R word, go through that experience with men that they know. Because when he received that, he lost self control, because not every man has self control. And there are men who have given into their lust and their pleasure so much that when the answer is no, they don't register the no because they are so accustomed to instant gratification. They're so accustomed to majority of the women saying yes and going all the way. And I remember talking to one young lady and she said she would go all the way because the first time she said no, it was taken. And so whenever she found herself in a situation behind closed doors with a man, and that's what he wanted to do, she allowed him to do it because she didn't want to be violated again. And that's a very real thing. And what I feel is that women who have never been violated don't understand the dangers of being behind closed doors and trusting a male or a human, because some of y'all could be with a woman who has a strap on and will do the same thing to you. A lot of the professional athletes and the different type of women right there that are strong, it can also take it. And women who have not gone through that don't understand the Russian roulette that you're playing when you're making out with someone, but yet you have no intention to sleep with them, to go all the way. You should never do that. If you are not sexually active, the most you should do is a peck on the lips. Should be no fondling, no hand touching, no none of that. The most you should do is a peck on the lips. And honestly, you really want to, for all intents and purposes, do forehead kisses, nose kisses, cheek kisses, and you really don't want to do that too much. Yeah, that's really is a hello and a bye. Other than that, like holding hands, honestly, you want to minimize touching as much as possible. Because I'm gonna tell you something. As a man, when we put our arm around a woman, it gets hard. When we rub on a leg, it gets hard. When we anything, any touch, it gets hard. Any touch, it gets hard. And let me help y'all understand what happens when it gets hard. When it gets hard, it starts to, thicken, expand, extend, and it gets really like picture something being like a balloon being filled. You know how a balloon, it only going to get filled to so much until it bursts. That's what it starts to feel like. It feels like it's about to burst. And then up under it in your area, your scrotum, those start to really, really harden. They start to harden. They end up feeling like rocks, like two rocks with electricity in it. And it starts to really harden and it starts to hurt. It starts to shoot sharp pains up to like your belly button. And it really starts to hurt. You almost could grimace like you want to. So if you making out with a man and he has to get up and he gets up, and you think about this in your head. If you ever made out with a man and he didn't make a move on you, he didn't try to sleep with you, he didn't try to touch you in your private area, he didn't try to touch, your bare body, and he got up and went to the bathroom, he went to relieve himself. Now, some men when gonna be around a woman, some men wear multiple pairs of underwear. So if you, let's say y'all making out and you're sitting on his lap, and let's say you rub and friction, let's say you move your body up against it, it'll go ahead and explode like a fire hose. And he just did that just right on in his pants, just right on in his pants. Depending on what he got on, you might not even know. So like It will go ahead and explode and just come on out. And you won't even know it. Now, if you ever was making out with a man, kissing a man or whatever, and you seen him like kind of go limp or kind of roll them eyes in the back of the head or just take a deep breath or even get more intent, go to huffing and puffing. It probably was gone. It probably was coming on out. He probably gone ahead and just kids in this underwear. And you are none the wiser. So if you're not trying to stick your hand in there and go down there and be all in there, you none the wiser. And that's what's gonna happen. And so I want you to understand, like, it's not literally, but to make out with a man that you don't plan on sleeping with or giving any type of release to, it's almost cruel and unusual punishment because it is painful. And so I know a lot of women think that the term blue balls and all of that is just like made up, but it's actually not made up. It is a real thing. And that thing hurt. That thing hurt. And depend if a man is fit and he has great blood flow, you know, that thing I don't can't speak for another man, but they'll tell you, men, you done heard men say that they could go an hour. I know just personally that thing done been up there 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. Start to get light in the head, like you start about to pass out. You start to get light, you about to faint because all the blood going there, all the blood flow going right there. And so guess what? You have to go release. You got to go release. And I know y'all gave the guy, the comedian, y'all forgive my wife text me. The comedian, a hard time when he said that he beat his meat. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not tripping about that because if he on the road and him and his wife talking and he get turned on and that thing stand up, or she send him a little picture, a little flick, what else is he supposed to do? Because when that thing will go to hurting. And so I don't think that God finna to look at a married man who relieving himself to the image or the picture of his wife or a video of his wife. I don't think that is considered a sin. Like some people say that, but it's just like sin is in your mind. That's what Jesus said. If you lust upon a woman in your heart, you've already committed adultery. So sin is in your mind. And I'm gonna tell you like this right here. We all human. Nobody perfect, and nobody knows until we meet God what all he consider a sin. If it ain't explicitly spelled out in his word, we got to lean on the Holy Spirit. And one thing I'm gonna tell you is I would rather a man, what in his terminology, beat his meat than to go sleep with an escort or a prostitute or another woman. Like, if that is evil, then that is definitely what you would call the lesser of two evils. It would be much better for him to go spill in that toilet, pleasuring himself, than to go insert himself into another human being that's not his wife. So that right there, I don't get caught up in that. Like, hey, I don't practice it, but if I had to, absolutely, I'm gonna go on, get loose. To my wife, like, I ain't gonna feel no conviction about that. If that's my wife, it's different if I'm looking at another woman and I'm in wagga wagga. But to my wife, it's like, y'all got to find something to be mad about, man. You got to find something else to be mad about, because it's like, at least it's to the man wife. Nah, y'all got to find something else to be. I mean, boy, we be so We be so ready to get up in arms and get offended. Now he did say he don't think gay is a sin, which I don't agree with that because the Bible explicitly say gay is a sin. So the Bible say that now. You can't go against that now. But the Bible don't say nothing technically about masturbation. You don't have the word in there unless it's considered lasciviousness, or something else. But I say that to say, like, y'all have to understand too the anatomy and listen, all of the y'all men need to grow up. Y'all need to be mentally strong. A man and a woman is not the same. All a woman gonna do is what happened with women is women get aroused or what have you. And I've had some women tell me that they barely get that. Like they barely feel any change from kissing and what have you. And so some women don't even get that. But for a man, now listen, not every man got blood flow. Not every man gonna stand up down there. So that's another thing. So if you got your guy and he has him a pretty large stomach area or what have you, and he's not that healthy or he don't have that much blood flow, then he maybe can make out because his blood flow might not be optimized. So he maybe can make out and be fine. And some guys don't have any response down there. And it ain't all just based on age. I've heard people, women and men say some guys in their 20s don't get a response down there just because of their metabolic health. They metabolically unhealthy. And so, and then when you get older, I'm 42. So everything works, but it don't work as fast and as strong and all of that right there. Like I'm a lot more subdued, a lot more, chill, like a little younger, a little breeze outside that thing is out there like a flagpole. And I used to be embarrassed. I'd be in class and that thing go to stand up. I got to sit there and then my homeboy, he was like, man, when that thing stand up in class, boy, I get up to go sharpen my pencil. I need these girl to see this thing standing up. I said, oh, that's a good little plan. That was a good little idea. I had never even thought about that now. But everybody was different now. Some people could stand up and the thing be standing up and nobody wouldn't know. And so it's like everybody ain't got that luxury. If I'm standing up. So I had to sit down. Can't be walking around like that. People be done. So no, you can't. So you got to realize and understand that it's not one size fits all. You have to be mindful when you are dealing with a man that you can't be kissing on that man. You can't be doing all of that because now you teasing him. You leading him on. Like he's going to want a different result, a different output. So you got to realize that. So here's the thing. If you are abstinent, what you need to focus on is outside dates. You need to and still do exhilarating things because one of the things like for a man is certain things we could do that still will give us that hit, that high, like sex. So skating, bowling, even a good action movie, a what they call that, gastrology or something like that, where you like the eating all the different foods and drinks and stuff like that. Like do stuff like that to where you out and about. When you don't have the money, then you want to do downtown walks and get the pizza out the window. That little pizza out the window, little pizza shop, get y'all a slice of pizza and just keep walking downtown, people watching, find somewhere that got an outside sitting area, sit down, have you something to drink. Or ice cream or whatever, just people watch, talk about people, stuff like that. Have your little good little time like that, then go on back, get dropped off. But when you abstinent, you really want to stay from behind closed doors. You want to stay, and behind closed doors mean car doors and also house doors. Like you really don't want to be in the back seat down to the lake. You really don't want to be at each other dwelling place when you abstinent, unless both of y'all are abstinent. And then if both of y'all are abstinent, then you really don't want to be doing anything sexual. Like it's totally cool. And I'll tell you like this right here. If you sitting on the couch and y'all watching a movie and you got some popcorn, whatever else, make y'all a drink, and the woman put like her legs across the man knee, you cuddling, you touching each other, but that's not a whole lot. Now, what I will say is y'all ladies got to be mindful of that. You're not a feather. So you put that leg across his leg, his leg is going to sleep. Some men now, as men, we don't ever want to tell you that our leg is going to sleep and we getting pain shooting up the back of our neck, shooting down our booty cheek, pains in our kneecap, pains in our shin. We in all kind of pain. Any weight you put on a man, eventually that body part is going dead. So understand that too. I know you think it's cute and you think that now he's a couch or a pillow, but that body part is going dead. And so understand that. So listen, it is nothing wrong with you sitting on the couch or laying on the couch without touching. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like ain't nobody missing nothing. Like it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna tell you that right there. And even if you do put a limb, cross a limb, move that limb every now and then. Like, hey, let's pause this. Let me get up and go get something else to drink. Hey, let's pause this. I'm gonna run to the restroom. Hey, so he could get up and shake a leg out. Let that blood flow get back going. He's not gonna tell you that everything went to sleep because he don't want to sound like no punk. But everything be sleep, boy. You hear me? So my wife used to do that to me, boy. Whew. And this my wife, and I can't even tell her that it went to sleep. So I try to move it a little bit, try to wiggle a little bit. She's like, "Oh, is it too heavy? Am I too heavy?" I'm like, "Oh no, you good." I just was straighten out my leg. I just would move my leg to a different little spot. Leg gone, ready to get an amputee. I'm out here ready to get something cut off. I say, man, look here. So you got to understand that, be mindful about that, and just realize and know that this is a real thing. Like this is a real thing. And I'm gonna tell y'all, you don't know a person till you know a person. So a lot of times I hear and see women say, "Oh, well, it's not my fault that a man can't control himself." It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to protect yourself and not put yourself in situations where you can be harmed. Because and when you don't know a man, when you're not all the way like that with him, like you have to move careful. Like you have a responsibility for yourself. You have to remember that he is a human being. And just like you don't put all your trust in a human being, you can't trust him to keep you safe and to not do something that's harmful to you if nobody can hear your screams. Like you don't know this man, especially when it's inside of month one. A lot of y'all going to each other place inside of month one. Like you crazy. You don't know that man. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was a woman, I wouldn't go to a man's house or have him to my house inside of 3 months. And that's if we talking every single day, an hour a day. 90 hours of communication before going to his house or him coming to your house. Because I think a lot of times y'all forget what a man is. I think a lot of times y'all forget that a man is a barbarian. Like it's men out here who eat they boogers. I've never done that. Never done that. Maybe as a child, I might have tried me one to see why all the other boys was doing it. Never ate a booger. I seen video of a man digging his booty hole and then smelt his fingers. When I go to the bathroom in a public place, it's men who have doodle all throughout the toilet stool, doodle up against the wall, doodle on the floor, and don't flush. Like, bro, maybe that's a disgruntled worker. That's probably a disgruntled worker. And we had a lady like that at the job where I worked at when I was at the corporate office of public supermarkets. We had a Dookie smear, and she used to go in there and doodle into her hand and then wipe it on everything. And then one day somebody caught her. And I can't remember if she was a woman of color or not, but probably definitely was in the voodoo if she was. But you got like, I really want to write a book, and one day I may do it. Or I might just let AI write it for me. But I really want to write a book called Flush the Toilet. Because I am so like, listen, I have never, ever, and I don't know why I'm like this because I used to skip baths growing up. So I don't know why I'm like this. I have never went into the bathroom, used the bathroom, like pee, and didn't flush the toilet and walked out without washing my hand. You will be shocked how many men walk out that bathroom without washing their hands. Like that thing just so clean. Like, bruh, you about to be touching on the handles and touching on everything. I got to get on this plane behind you. You done touched all on everything, and you just got done holding your thing, and you ain't gonna wash your hand, man. Like, what? Like, y'all forget what a man is. Like, a lot of men don't brush their teeth. A lot of men don't shower. A lot of men don't wash their hands. A lot of men don't flush the toilet. So you can't just feel so confident behind closed doors with a man. What you think men was doing in World War II? What you think men was doing in the civil rights? What you think men was doing in Vietnam? What you think? You know what they were doing? Taking lives. Like this who you sleeping with. Like, we literally are barbarians. We are beasts. We are killers. Like, it just was a man who, I think he was a pastor, just got arrested for bestiality of him and the family dog or the family cat. Then just seen a pastor sending nudes to a 15-year-old boy. Another man, just seen another man, a 18-year-old boy was shot and killed at the park. And come to find out, I think a young girl had a baby at the park from a 12-year-old girl had her baby at the park in St. Petersburg, Florida, from a man in his 40s or 50s. Like I seen, and then another pastor sending pictures or something like that to a child. I seen that by two pastors, and then that man. Like, y'all got to understand, these men is walking amongst us. These is everyday average men. Like, these men are school teachers. These men are principals. These men are police officers. These men are pastors. Like, every day it's another pastor or priest getting in trouble for what they done did to a child or with a child. So y'all have got to stop feeling so comfortable with a man that you don't know. Like, you got to really, really know that man. You got to vet. Remember when I told you when I went on Oprah, we had a man on there with me on the show. I think his name was Sir. That his wife said he waited till after they got married. And on the honeymoon, I think it was choked out on the honeymoon. Come on now. I mean, gave her the dream. gave it a dream, and then choked out. Listen, that's why you need to get on the destinyout.com, where you got some safety, where you get to choose if you want to talk to him or not. Where you get to talk and build first before getting in person, before giving up your phone number. Like to take your time, and we got it to where you can meet people long distance. It ain't just localized anymore. It's where you can meet people long distance. And get on there and don't judge yourself too hard. And give yourself some time. And y'all listen, I'm gonna just give y'all a secret. Like the $9.99 a week is not meant to be signed up for. Like you got to think about it. It's 52 weeks in a year. Why would you sign up for something that you're gonna pay $520 instead of paying $99 for the whole year? Like I see people signing up for the $9.99 a week. I'm like, come on now, what are you doing? And then if you like, well, I'm just gonna be on here 1 week. Okay, what did you come for? It's intentional dating. You ain't met nobody your whole life, and you old as Methuselah. What make you think you finna meet somebody in 4 weeks? Like that don't make no sense. And then even if it is 4 weeks, you meet the love of your life, you done spent $40. That's half of the year. You might as well do the year and just kick your feet up and just go in and update your pictures when you get a new picture taken. So give it some time. This intentional dating, this not like any other date. Now, I might make it to where that's all you could do is a year. Just the ensure that you coming with the right mindset. Like free or $99 for the year. Like lock on in, commit, and meet you somebody. But see, listen, this is the thing you got to realize. Like, this thing ain't real now. This thing ain't real out here. Like, y'all got to, and it's crazy because in the last week or so, I done talked to 2 clients who is abstinent but making out. And I told both of them the same thing. For one, that's unfair. And 2, that's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game. I'm going to tell you like that right there. Now, see, for a lot of women, kissing is more intimate than intercourse. For a lot of women, and probably the case for some men too. Yeah, that kissing is more intimate than intercourse. And so, you got to realize that. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, and as I get time inside of these here coaching calls, I'll be popping on. Wow, wow, wow. 36-year-old transgender man has been arrested on suspicion of murdering his mother after she was found dead inside her Laguna Beach home. Police say the homicide appears to be domestic, but no motive has been announced as the investigation continues. Oh, my goodness. Wow, 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 wow. Pretty lady, too. Pretty lady, and then son, transgender. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, whoa. And a rough looking transgender, too. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, yeah, and they come from money, too, because that look like a animal print Gucci bag he got. So listen, get on to that place. Get to that place and start to realize and understand, like, you got this what I'm trying to tell y'all. And so listen, ask me the questions. I'm gonna give you the game. Not every man can articulate his feelings. Not every man can explain the thoughts and the ways of men. That's a gift that God has given me. So what you don't understand about men, ask me the question and I'll make a video about it so you better understand it, so that you can better understand it, so that you're not putting yourself in situations. And because the thing is, a lot of y'all don't want to be unfair to your man. But so when I was talking to my client, I explained the erection process. She was like, wow, I didn't know y'all get sharp pains. I didn't know y'all get shooting pains. And it's like, why would she know? She's a woman. Like a woman don't get shooting pains when she's aroused. So why would she know? And the way that I see it is just kind of like the area, the testicles filling up with sperm to impregnate a woman. And it's like pumping and priming, but like when you prime the pump, the water got to flow. So you don't just prime the pump to prime the pump. Like if you prime the pump and then shut it off, it's gonna combust. So when you prime the pump, you priming the pump for the water to flow. So that's what's happening. Same thing with a man body. So he getting primed and then not getting pumped. And so now he in pain. And I'm gonna tell you, like that thing happens, it happens. And so that's why I don't play with it. Like, I ain't been make no move on my wife. If we ain't got the time and the space and the opportunity to go all the way, no, it's great. It's great. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up. All the important links in the description. If you have not joined the destinyapp.com, get on over there. Tell all the single men, hey, listen, if you're a single man watching this, it is a lot of women on the destinyapp.com that have filled out the onboarding and they got some good standards. And it ain't a man readily available on her level. So if you're a single man, get on over there, fill it out honestly and intelligently, and get on there. But hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.